Hey there, sports fans and car enthusiasts. Welcome to the channel. I got the itch again. Oh, I got that itch. It's time to send some cards in for grading. That's right. I got two stacks here. I'm going to do two different orders where I'm going to send some cards in to SGC through the Boca Group. And I got my buddy JD here. Justin, say hello, sir.
Hello, everybody.
Justin's going to help me kind of figure out what kind of grades we might want to expect from these two groups. But we're going to do these in different episodes. So today, in this one, we're going to take these out of the way. And we're just going to focus on these, which I'm going to call the more high-end expectation for grading here. We're just going to go through these and kind of see what we might get right now. All right, folks, so here we go. Justin, scooch on in here if you can. Justin's going to make a little noise as he moves the chair over. There's a little rattle of the camera. There we go. These are the cards that I'm looking at submitting. I have a sheet here all nice and drawn up for this here, so we'll put that right there, right over the B from Blast from the Past, and we'll see what we got here. So I'm going to start off with this 1990-91 Hoops Mark Jackson card. Not really any significant card itself, but... Justin, do you know why this card is special?
I believe it is the folks watching courtside.
That is indeed true. So this card, Mark Jackson, decent NBA player. This is not his rookie card or anything of that stretch, but this card is more interesting for who is watching. These two gentlemen right here in the court, those are the infamous Menendez brothers. Anybody that doesn't know that story, go look it up. But in short, they were... two, roughly teenager or maybe a little bit older. I think they're in their 20s, right? Two kids that basically murdered their very well-off parents and then took a lot of their money and went on a giant spending spree. And this photo was actually taken during part of that spending spree right after they had killed their parents. Interesting kind of tragic story there, and it wound up making its way into these cards here. So this in a 10 or so, I've seen people trying to sell them for thousands of dollars. I know there have been a couple of people that have bid on it. I don't expect this to get a 10 at all, but I would be happy just to have this slabbed up for fun. But Justin, what do you think of that card? What do you think that might grade at?
Looks like a solid 9 to me. It's pretty modern, and I'd say the centering is the only thing that's an issue.
I think that centering is going to make it under a 9. I'd be honestly happy with a 7, but I'm going to say 7 with an expectation of 8 maybe, or a hopeful of 8.
That sounds fair.
Does that sound fair? All right, so that's what we're going to put down here. I got a 7 for the expected and a hopeful grade of 8. All right. Now we're going to move on to, we'll put Mr. Jackson aside here. We're going to move on to a 1972 Topps John Riggins rookie card there. That is in great shape. That centering is spectacular on that. I don't think I've ever seen centering better on these cards from 72 Topps, both on the front and the back. John Riggins rookie card. Justin, what do you think of that one?
He looks amazing. The centering is fantastic.
Don't see any surface issues or creases anywhere on there.
I thought that I saw a surface issue earlier, but maybe not, because it looks pretty clean to me. What are you thinking?
Again, I'm hoping for, I'd love to that in a 7. I'm going to say 6 to be safe, but 7 is my hopeful. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I was kind of leaning 7 with you, but 6 to be safe.
All right, 6 and then 7 for the hopeful there. Same year, 72 Topps. We got a few of these coming up. We got a Jim Plunkett rookie card right there. There he is. Certainly off center, but man, those corners are sure sharp on that one. It's going to get dinged for being off center for sure. It's got maybe a tiny speck of a surface issue there. I'm hoping that comes back at least a 5. There's the back. Justin, what do you think? There's on the back there's a little kind of a smudge right there by his name. Might get a touch of a ding there too. I don't know. What do you think?
I think you're right on. I think maybe 4.5 with that smudge on the back.
4.5. I'm gonna hold out for 5. I'm gonna say 5 expected grade. I doubt it's gonna be. I'm gonna say 5.5 for hopeful.
It's very clean.
All right. Another vaunted rookie card, Roger Staubach rookie card from 1972 Topps. You're looking at that there. I know we got the lights to deal with, contend with. Sorry, it's kind of very glary there. That's probably about the best I can do for the camera. Minor little surface, little wriggle right on the right-hand side up here. The centering is definitely pretty close, but it's not spot on. The corners, for the most part, are pretty solid and clean. The upper right hand might have a very, very faint start of a dog ear, but it's not bad. I think this is going to be at least a 5. Hopeful for a 6 on that. Justin, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Right at I like a 5. I'm starting to think we might be a little too high on the Plunkett compared to this Staubach, because Roger looks fantastic.
We might be. So I'll note that you said. I'm going to note that on the Plunkett you said 4.5 for you, but I want to say 5 and a hopeful of 6 on the Staubach. What do you think?
I like that.
All right, we're moving further into baseball land, and we're starting kind of new with a 1984 Fleer Don Mattingly. Off center ever so slightly, right to left. Top to bottom is pretty clean based on how the 84s go. This is not a 10 card at all for sure. There's some stuff that's on the thing that's not on the surface of it. But I think this could be a solid 7, maybe 6. What do you think?
I would guess an 8.
You can guess an 8 on that?
Yeah, this is one of the few cards that I actually PC, and I've seen a ton of them. The centering looks to be really the main issue here. And if there are any other issues, probably knock it down another grade.
All right, well, we'll go 7 and a hopeful of 8. I like it. 1983 Donruss Wade Boggs. There he is right there, folks. The centering on that, pretty spot on. Corner super duper sharp on that. I see 0 surface issues at all. I just can't see anything there. No creases, no dog ears. Again, I know there's something on there that won't make it a 10, maybe not even a 9, but a solid 8.
Yeah, I'm looking 8, 8.5, maybe a 9 there too. I mean, it's just a teeny bit left to right centering, but
all right.
It looks fantastic.
We'll go 8 and 9 hopeful on that. 8 expected, 9 hopeful. Same year, 1983 Donruss Tony Gwynn. That one looks about the same as the Boggs to me. Now, you do notice there is a tiny little ding on the bottom left-hand corner of this one, so I don't think it's going to be as high as that. But I can see this still getting a solid 6 for sure. Maybe a 7.
I think a 7. The centering is phenomenal.
There's the back. All right. I'm going to go 6. You say 7. I'm happy with that. Next 2 I pulled from a pack recently. Go back and check the 1978 Topps episode. These came straight out of the pack. 1978 Topps Nolan Ryan. Centering is really nice on that one. And there's stuff that's on the card thing, not on there. I do believe that little bit of a mark there is actually on the card. Pretty nice and solid there. Here's the back. Nice and centered, super sharp corners. Justin, what do you think of that one?
I mean, that looks like an 8 or an 8.5. Knowing it was pulled out of a packet and put into this immediately afterwards, it says a lot too.
All right, we're going to go 8, 8.5 as our hopeful. 8.5. Also, from that same pack that I pulled, here is the Paul Molitor Alan Trammell rookie. Now, this is one of the ones that does have a little bit of the white smudging there. These were common on these cards. Justin, do you know how much the grading companies ding on that one? I do have a clean one without that, and it's pretty high graded.
Yeah, I was going to say, if that was a common occurrence, then probably not too much. But if you have a clean one, they might knock it down a few grades.
But the corners on that and the centering is the sharpest I've seen on a 78. That's one of the best centerings I've seen.
Yeah, this is one of the cards I'm most excited about.
So what do you think on grade?
I think at least an 8.
All right, let's go 8, 8.5. 8 and 8.5, just like the Ryan. 1977 Topps Bruce Sutter rookie card there. Again, centering maybe just a hair off left to right. Top and bottom looks perfect. No surface issues that I can really see on the card, at least not at first glance. Just don't really see anything wrong with that card. There's the back. Justin, what do you think?
That looks, yeah, it looks amazing. Even the centering, I think, is within the, yeah, it looks like an 8 or a 9.
I'm going to go 8. Hopeful for a 9 on that one. I do think that one's sharp enough to maybe push the needle there. 1973 Topps Nolan Ryan. Centering definitely off left to right, so that's going to get a nice little ding. But I could still see this one. Corners are super sharp. Don't really see any surface issues at all to speak of. Really just can't see anything. At least not at first glance. Here's the back. I don't know. What do you think, Justin?
Yeah, everything looks great except that centering, which I think is really going to knock it down. 4.5, 5.5.
Oh, you're thinking that low on the centering?
I'm pessimistic on Nolan.
All right. Well, I'm going to go 5. Expectation of 6. I mean, not expectation, but hopeful of 6. All right. This one's super clean on the corners. Super clean on the centering. However, we do have a bit of an issue on the surface. This has some, I'll call it gum residue, or I don't know if you can see that in there, right on his face, a little bit of a square, maybe where gum at one point sat. It's hard to see. Can you see that, Justin?
Yeah, I can see a little bit. Might need to take a little nylon to that. Is that a...
I did try and take a little bit of nylon to it already. It's fairly well embedded in there, so kind of hard to get that off. But because of that, I'm thinking this could come in at a solid 5. Because everything else about that card is just gorgeous. But I think it's going to get dinged on the surface stuff. But 5, hopeful of 6.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'd be surprised at anything lower than a 5. And is it possible to get that gum for you to eat?
Possibly, yeah. Here's another one, same year. Tony La Russa rookie card. Centering in this one, not as great. Corners, not as great, but they're still really sharp. Again, though, I'm thinking this could be strong enough to get at least a 5. I think this doesn't have any surface issues. So where the Lolik has some surface issues that are going to ding it, this has the centering. But other than that, pretty sharp card. 5 with a 6 hopeful? What do you think?
I'm in the 4.5, 5.5.
Okay. I'll say 4.5 to 5. And then hopeful of 5.5 to 6.
Nice.
All right. 2 more cards to go in this batch here. We got a 1958 Topps Stan Musial All-Star card there. Centering is a little off, and it's got the little blue speck there at the bottom of Musial's name. But I still think this is enough to be a solid 5. Especially for 1958. That's a pretty sharp-looking card there. Justin, what do you think, sir?
Yeah, I think this is Stan's first Topps card, and I think it looks like a 6.
He looks like a 6? What do you say? Let's do a 5 and a 6 for the hopeful. I can go with that.
I'm into it.
All right. And our last one here is the 1957 Topps Clete Boyer rookie card. Centering on that one, certainly going to take a ding on it. A little bit of a corner, chew down there. I wouldn't call it a chew. Tiny bit of a corner dog ear way up top there. And it's kind of hard to see there with all my lights. It's really no way to easily look at that. I'm trying to get it to where you folks can maybe see some of those issues. Justin, what do you think? I've seen these grade pretty well in fairly rough condition. So I've seen 4s with, dog ears on the corner. So I don't know. What do you think?
I like a 4. I like a 4.
Like a 4 there?
I mean, it looks better, but I feel like they're going to break our heart on this
All right,
one.
this might be the only one here that will have an expectation of a 4. But I'm hoping for a 5 on that. All right. So, folks, that's it for today. We're going to send these off, and when we get them back, we'll do another reveal video. Justin, what do you think of these cards here in this lot?
It's a great lot. It's going to be fun to see what they grade them.
All right. Well, that, folks, if you haven't given this video a like, please do so now. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Become part of the family. Doing fun videos like this all the time. Justin, any last words?
No, thanks again for having me, though.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, that, folks, we'll catch you next time, maybe for the reveal.